A number of weeks, if not months ago, I posted a video on this Air King, the 9723, which is essentially, Lasko is the parent company, but it's essentially what they call like a commercial or industrial kind of wing of Lasko, if you will, or sub-brand. But Air King's been around forever and ever. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the 9723, what I really enjoy about it is it has the thick cabinet, similar if you think about a P223, in that same similar style, thick, wide cabinet. And it moves pretty good air. I really, really like it. The fact that it's 2025 and you can buy something like this. And I don't care that you can see the old shipping labels on there, because that's a location that neither this fan nor I am at this point in time. So that's not a problem. That's a rental. So you can go hang out with the renters if you would like, or gladly pay to rent for a week or a month. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about is, so those of you who follow the channel, maybe you do, maybe you don't, I'll take it out of the box. This fan has been converted to essentially make it a high velocity version, right? And this is the HV metal blades that Lasko uses in their floor fan, their HV floor fan, and previously their HV box fan that has been discontinued. This has been a kind of a swap that really myself and one other collector, Lamont, really do. And I have a few of these, a couple of these, and I thought to myself, the average person's not going to do this on their own, but maybe more than just looking for a 3733 consumer might say yes, but I would certainly buy something like this if it was out there. So for fun, I thought, let me snap a few pictures of it and throw it up on eBay. The pictures are not good at all. I was in a difficult spot at the time I did this, and I just wanted to take the pictures just kind of to feel it out, to see if there is kind of a business case or a market for this fan. This fan does on its own with the plastic blades sell fairly well. If you check on Amazon has stats of like how many is sold in the previous month. And Amazon's obviously only just one channel where you can get these. So I have one of these that I use in service. I have another set of metal blades kind of like waiting in the wings. And up until I got my hands on the discontinued Dayton and Lasko metal bladed HV fans, I was going to essentially outfit a fleet of 3 to 5 of these and use them and keep one for myself, just stored away. But since I have those other fans, I don't feel that I need to have like 3 or 4 of them ready for service. Really, I just want to use 1 or 2. So this one has not been used, other than the conversion has been made. And so this one is going out on eBay. Yes, I put it up on e-ripoff, or whatever you want to call it. I didn't charge a rip-off price. I basically looked at how much I paid for the fan, how much I paid for shipping, how much I paid for the blades. And then I thought, okay, how much time did it take me to order that stuff, which takes like a couple minutes, not much time at all. And how long did it take me to do the blade swap? It doesn't take long either. So I just tried to calculate a little bit of for my time, and I put it up there for sale. And I thought to myself, yeah, at some point I gotta go back and improve the pictures up there, because it's a joke. But for the time being, let me just test it out. And I kind of actually forgot about it until in one of the fan groups, someone on Facebook, someone mentioned it and whatnot. I think someone even commented in one of the other videos on this channel about it. I'm like, oh yeah. So here it is. So maybe just maybe, whoever purchased this, it's going to Michigan, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But whoever purchased this perhaps is a viewer of the channel, and if you are out there, this is your fan, it's freaking awesome. I use one fairly regularly like this, and I will acquire more and do the conversion, one for personal use, and two, if others are interested and don't want to do it themselves. 'Cause, you know, it takes time to go order the blades and whatnot, put them on. It's simple, but it, you know, we all have busy lives. So for packaging this up, typically if I have a vintage box or whatnot, I put this inside of another box. However, it was shipped to me this way, and really what I'm going to just reuse is the existing footprint of how this was shipped. So you can see there's a piece of tape across the top. We're going to do that. Let's just step over here for a second. Almost forgot one of my important props. Okay, so now we're going to just throw some tape on. So I did a video of boxing up some items for eBay a while ago. The box situation wasn't really ideal. You know, I kind of had to make it work. I was at the condo location, and I was preparing that location for renters, and I had to kind of get some of the things that I had there out, and I had amassed a few items. Yeah, that's nice. That's good. That's perfect. Right over the existing tape that was there, and it looks like they put a strip down like that. So I was desperate for boxes and whatnot, so I kind of made something work, and I was selling, I think it was a data logger, and it was the data logger itself is very, very rugged. Like, it's deployed underwater, so as you can imagine, like it's deployed in oceans, so super rugged. I also put packing materials in said box. But when you closed it, it was a little difficult to close, but I made it work with the tape. So that was the video, right? Just me talking about how sometimes you think stuff is worthless. It may be it may be worthless to you, but like, put it out on eBay for a few. I tend to put things out there for either 99 cents or $9.99, and let the market kind of dictate where the final price lands. Like, I don't start off like with a high price. So anyway, I was talking about that in that video, and I sold it for, I think I might have sold it for like 20 bucks or something like that, whatever. I got it for free. I kind of found it. And so this commenter, oh man, this person was a professional shipper for like something like 20, 30 years, and just absolutely lit me up in the comments. And what I'm curious is how that individual, I don't think they're a subscriber, and I'm not mad at them at all. I'm just saying that I basically, I think, insulted his profession by my packing job. We'll put a label on top of that. There's two labels from me on here, so I printed out two labels, so we're gonna go right over top of those. Let's check the back. Back looks good. So he just laid into me, crushed me, and basically said I had no clue, I was full, whatever. I could be overselling that just a little bit. And well, I think I'm just gonna cut that out. And what I'm going to do is flip it this way, while I put the labels on it. Just because I just want to kind of protect the innocent here as much as I can, even though I did flash that paper in front of the camera. I'm sure if you're a detective, you can pause it, blow it up, and look at it, and then figure out who bought the fan, but what does that really mean? So, anyway, what I was curious about that day was, or that comment that on that day, was how did he come across my video? So I'm sure it was titled like packing up items to ship or something like that. Or maybe that was the title, and it's just the title, like, oh, I wonder what this person's shipping. So anyway, yeah, in a normal fan collecting world, I would, like I said, I absolutely would not ship it alone in this box, but because it was shipped to me this way just recently, the box likely, unfortunately, will get discarded the moment they open it, which would be unfortunate, but it's reality. So I'm just going to reuse this box. But again, if this was something vintage, if this would, whatever, I would certainly stick it in here. All right, so we're sticking it in another box. All right, so I have to, this is going to be a pain. Maybe not so much. I know people don't like eBay and, etc. Like, I get it. It's good, I think, if you're looking for that fan that it just won't show up in Marketplace or the Goodwill. And my part of the country, for box fans, you mainly get new stuff that shows up in Marketplace. Occasionally get something kind of cool. All right, so we got that. So just do this side. And so I think eBay is good for that. As a seller, that's as a buyer, but as a seller, on the flip, there's not too much of a market on Marketplace where I live for people looking for this stuff. So I try to turn to the community, the fan collecting community, because sometimes people will put people in touch with others that know that they're looking for something specific. And that has happened for me because I talk about it on the channel, like what I look for, what I like. And I've had people on the Facebook groups or do videos and tag this channel on it and say, oh, you gotta go get this fan before someone else buys it, and that has been awesome. That's been so cool. That's why I love you guys. And so I think eBay does have its application, and as a seller, like I said, I think the last thing I sold on here was a liquid S223, and for clarification, in case somebody's testing my knowledge, the S223 is the liquid this was a second gen S223. It is a liquid that has the square sides, not the rounded sides. So I had two of those. One I acquired, ironically, I say all this, one I got lucky on Marketplace, and I tend to snag things even if I'm not totally looking for them, because this is not as I said, this is not a market here geographically where there's a lot of collectors. So typically I feel like somebody would get one of those fans because it's cheap and just use it and discard it. So I kind of grab it and try to give it a new home. So that's what I did in that case, and I put it up on eBay, and I put it for $9.99, and whatever the cost of shipping is, right? And we're really not trying to make money. I think I bought it for $10 or something. So I thought, okay, if I list it for $9.99 and I sell it for $9.99, I break even. I save a fan, which is my public service duty to the hobby, and give it a good home. I think that fan, the bids went up and it was sold for like $50 plus shipping. So, and to my point is that's how you can let the auctions kind of set the market versus just go in and try to rip people off. Like I saw a thin and light, thin and light the other day on there. I kid you not, it was listed for $500. It was so egregious, I stuck it in the Facebook group and just kind of as a joke, tongue in cheek, saying, which one of you guys did this? And it'll never sell. And in that case, I went out on a limb. I sent a very polite, like, hey, I'm a collector. Just want to help you sell your item. just a thought, just a suggestion. You likely did not acquire this for $500 or even $100. And I said, typically these range from this to this plus shipping. My personal experience is set it like way below to encourage people to bid on it, and then usually the rush of people bidding kind of resets the market for it, and then there you go, and you might end up somewhere like in the $50 to $75 range, and that's really what they go for when you look at most of the auctions. Person didn't respond back to me, and I even said, I think in there, this is some unsolicited advice that you can tell me to go hit the bricks, because I try not to sound bossy or sound like a know-it-all, but just trying to help. Okay, so here you have it. So whoever the lucky buyer is on this, thank you so much. And for those of you who are watching this video, if you're interested, I'll probably like relist the auction with the same crummy pictures. Not auction. I think it's just up there. I think it's a buy now, but I will update the pictures at some point. But I'm happy to keep ordering these and making them and offering them, just because I think they're awesome. And this is Lamont's idea, so I absolutely do not want any credit for this idea. He's the originator of the idea of swapping the HV blades on here, and genius. And I just want to spread the love. I'm not trying to get rich or anything like that. I just want to spread the love, because I have in the back of my mind this crazy idea that someone from Lasko or Air King is out there watching, and people are buying these and whatnot, that they actually release a metal bladed box fan once again. But we shall see, especially if they see what they're selling for and they know what their costs are. Their costs are way less than what my costs would be. Way less. It probably cost them $30 to make the fan, like an HV fan, and they could sell it for. They could probably sell it for less than the Model 80 and still be profitable. So if they sold it for somewhere like $60, somewhere in there, I think it would move. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and again, thanks for the buyer and the winner of this. If you're on here, feel free to chime in if you want to be anonymous. Absolutely, that's cool too. And let me know if you guys think I should just keep building these. We'll see you soon.